So good morning everybody. Let us take a chapter here, residential status, residential status of individuals. Residential status of individuals. How to determine? How to determine? These things I want to explain to you. Residential status of individuals or residential status of an individual, GDRO, how to determine. This point I'll explain, but now I'll again explain to you in a simple way of an individual. Residential status of an individual. See, there are different taxable entities are there, like individual, then in Hindu Andivadi family, then company, partnership firm, association of persons, etc., etc. Here we are discussing only individuals, how to determine the residential status. And all of you know that taxation, computation of tax or chargeability of income tax depends on residential status of an individual, of the taxable entity, whoever may be. It doesn't depend on the citizenship. It depends on the residency. Here residence, you should take it for India is your resident. Take it this way. India is your residence, not your home. India is your home. So on the basis of your residential status, taxation will be charged on you, computation will be on you. So for individuals, actually there are three types of residential status. Number one, you write number one, resident and ordinarily resident in India. This is number one. Resident and ordinarily resident in India. Resident and ordinarily resident in India. Number two, again you write resident but not ordinarily resident in India. This is number two. Resident but not ordinarily resident in India. And number three, you write non-resident in India. So for individual, these are the three statuses. One is resident and ordinarily resident. Resident and ordinarily resident in India. Then resident but not ordinarily resident in India, and non-resident in India. Now, when a person becomes resident and ordinarily resident in India, and when he becomes resident but not ordinarily resident, and when he becomes non-resident, there are some calculations. There are some conditions. I'll teach you those now. Okay? I taught earlier, but I'll give a revision so that you can understand it, and then I'll go to the other chapter. So for this purpose, you do one thing. For this purpose, you write, there are two types of conditions. Basic condition A. Basic condition A and basic condition B. I'll be giving you two basic conditions. Basic condition A and basic condition B. I'll be giving you two conditions. Basic condition A and basic condition B. Okay? So please write basic condition A. Basic condition A you write. I need not write here. You write basic condition A. He is in India. He is in India. Write again. He is in India in the previous year. In the previous year, for a period of 182 days, for a period of 182 days or more. So here 182 days or more. This is basic condition 1. Basic condition 1 is he is in India for a period of 182 days or more in the previous year. You know what is previous year? And number 2, I mean this one, basic condition B, he is in India. He is in India for a period of 60 days, for a period of 60 days or more during the previous year, and 365 days or more during the 4 years preceding the previous year. So I have given you two basic conditions. Number 1 basic condition, he is in India for a period of 182 days in the previous year or more, last year. And number 2, he is in India for a period of 60 days or more in the previous year, and during the last 4 years preceding to the previous year, during the 4 years, he is in India for a period of 365 days or more. Out of these two conditions, if a person fulfills any one condition, he will become resident. If a person does not fulfill any of the conditions, he will become non-resident. Clear? Now, if he fulfills at least one conditions, if he fulfills both, okay, but at least one is fulfilled, he is resident. And if he is resident, then you have to test 2 more conditions. Those conditions are known as additional condition. I'll be giving you. You write additional condition 1. Additional condition 1. I am writing additional condition 1. Please write, he has been resident in India at least 2 out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So you write here the usual condition 1, 2 out of 10. Just remember this way, 2 out of 10. This way you can remember. So what is the main thing? He has been resident in India in at least 2 out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Suppose last year is the previous year. Now before that you find out 10 years. Out of the 10 years he satisfied any one of the basic condition at least here. That means he was resident. So out of the 10 years, out of those 10 years, at least 2 years he was resident. This is additional condition number 1. Getting confused? Additional condition number 1 is what? He is resident in India in at least 2 out of 10 years. Which 10 years? Immediately preceding the previous year. This is current year, assessment year. Then previous year last year, no? So before that 10 years, out of the 10 years, he is resident in India for 2 years at least. How to find resident? I told you, any one of the basic condition or both of the basic condition fulfilled is resident. So he is in India as resident in at least 2 out of 10 previous years. Immediately 10 years, immediately previous year. Got it? And additional condition number 2. He has been in India for a period of you write additional condition 2, Roman 2, he has been in India for a period of 730 days or more. 730 days or more. Okay, 730 days or more during 7 years. During 7 years. This you remember the figures I am writing. During 7 years, immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So now it is very easy to explain the 3 items of residential status for an individual. It will be very easy to explain now for me. I have given you 2 types of conditions. I have given you 2 types of conditions. I have given you 2 basic conditions and 2 additional conditions. Right? So what are the basic conditions? Number 1, basic condition, he is in India for a period of 182 days in the previous year. If he could not satisfy this condition, then there is a second condition. He is in India for 60 days or more in the previous year, but he is in India for 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding the previous year. So in the previous year 60 days or more, and previous year backside 4 years you take. During that 4 years he is in India for a period of 365 days or more. 365 days or more. So these are the 2 basic conditions. If a person satisfies any of these 2 basic conditions, he is resident in India simply. But he does not satisfy anyone, then he is non-resident. But resident has 2 types. I've given you